Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Antisocial Podcast. I'm Javi.
I'm Robert.
Fabio.
I'm Giovanni.
And this is something a little bit new, a little bit of the same old from our last podcast, the Antisocial Podcast. Things have changed. We've been on a whole year hiatus. Me and Robert got addicted to very hard drugs and liquor.
I doubt that.
So we've kind of just decided to leave that in the past, move a little bit forward, start something fresh that we both feel that we could be a little bit more independent and free-flowing with. We brought in some new faces. We brought Gio and we brought Fabe in here, so that's going to be a very interesting take. And the interesting part about this is we put in club in the name. Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of like an Avenger situation. Except nobody's going to snap and we're all going to, like, half of us disappear. But it's going to be more, we're going to have an alternating roster.
We're going to bring new people in and out, bring different platforms into what we're trying to build right now. Because, like, last time it was just YouTube, and it was hard to bring people in. Now, with, like, since we got better gear, we're able to connect with more people, for sure.
Yeah, Robert turned into somebody's sugar baby.
Sugar baby?
Yeah. They just pretty much fed him a bottle, and all that was inside the bottle was like a PC, a modem, a cam.
I worked hard for it.
You did. I'll give you props on that one. But, yeah, this go around, I think we're a little bit better equipped to
actually do a podcast.
Yeah, do a little bit more. We actually have a mic this time.
Good mic. At this point.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
You know, we still never got a mixer.
That's what the internet's for. But yeah, this is actually something that I'm looking forward to, and I've been looking forward to for a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the new guys come in here a little bit and talk a little bit about themselves and what they're looking forward to bringing to the table.
Hello, I am Giovanni. Sorry, I'm nervous. So I met Robert by my cousin.
My girlfriend.
Yes. And I was
Senpai.
So she introduced me to him, and we hit it off from there. We're just like two fucking brothers now. I hope. So basically, what I'm hoping is to meet new people, make this channel a fucking blessing. But
so he's trying to bring religion into this.
I don't know.
In case y'all were wondering, Vonnie was an ordained minister, but then let's just say he listened to heavy rock for like 30 minutes and
my bad.
To get washed in holy water.
Yeah, the heroin just shot straight into his veins.
Demonetized.
No, but
let's be honest, we weren't gonna get monetized in the first place.
Right?
It was just a matter of time.
But I do hope for this channel, and I'm hoping to bring good stuff to it.
I think it's gonna be good for us too, because we all have a little bit of that anxiousness, especially in conversation, and
in conversations,
even now
in public.
Yeah,
doing things in public.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I think more so as we go into like getting familiar with each other, and the more time we kind of spend, it'll get a little bit better. And
the barriers will break.
Yeah, but that kind of just happens with like other people too, just like outside this podcast. So if you feel like you struggle with social anxiety or just anxiety in general,
we named it club so we can have a various amount of people coming in and out. No, well, not in and out, just hanging out. It's not like I don't know how we say it.
Like an invite only. You gotta pay like $100 for the free trial.
For real.
Right. We want different people for sure.
But that's the good part about the internet. It's for everybody, and I guess people are always changing. So this is gonna be the same with this show. So that's the good part.
Sounds like fun. Anyways, back to what Robert was saying as bringing in different people. Well, you get a fag today, so.
Oh my god!
You're welcome. Anyways,
everything went straight out the
window. We had a whole list for this podcast, and essentially what Fabian did was just like light it on fire and then piss on it.
I guess everything goes down.
Exactly, that's the point.
All right.
But yeah, another new face, of course, is me, Fabian, Fabio, Fabes, as everybody calls me. So, anyways, yeah, really nothing new about me. I've known Robert since, what, 7th grade?
7th grade, yeah.
7th grade? I think it was like midway, and ever since then, well, we've always clicked then. Giovanni, I met him the same time that he met Robert, a little after he met Robert. Javi, we had a freshman, no.
Yeah, we had a freshman class together. I think it was like algebra.
Yeah,
something like
algebra.
that.
We
We
had
were
algebra
doing math together. So
Yeah.
lovely.
And then all of a sudden, like, our teacher just disappeared, like, halfway through
Yeah,
the semester, dude.
our teacher fucking disappeared. I forgot why.
Apparently, she was getting a little bit too friendly with some students.
With the kiddos.
So, yeah. The funny part was,
Demonetized.
Part 2.
but, like, she'd always, like, bring in, like, cookies and be all nice and stuff like that, and, like, we'd have to pay her for it, and if we didn't pay her, she'd just be like, oh, don't worry about it, y'all can just pay me later, and I was like,
Wrong choice of words.
Well, that's still not as bad as the coach.
no.
We'll discuss that in another episode. Anyways.
The internet doesn't need more of this. We'll be fine.
Y'all get that with Instagram already. Wait, Twitter.
Twitter?
Twitter's the worst one out there.
We're starting to put the news on Twitter now.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Fun, right?
I don't get on Twitter.
Gonna have to start putting the news on this.
So today's forecast. Oh, Lord. No,
Alright.
but then we had also chemistry together, too.
To be honest with you, I didn't pay attention in chemistry very much.
I didn't pay
Well,
attention
to, like,
at all.
The class and like who was around me.
You were sitting next to... You were on the wall next to the board. I was on the other side.
Give you a heads up, don't say names.
I'm not done. Why do you think I haven't yet?
We could just say make up names.
Yeah.
That's
Patricia wasn't her.
Patricia.
That.
No, I'm joking. Yeah,
Monique.
you were on the wall with the
Destiny.
board, and I was on the opposite side.
Tiffany.
probably.
I mean, but
Two.
you
You
know,
had your own clique. I had my own. So
You had your clicks in that class?
yeah, we had
by
a clique.
click
We
he
was
means
clickety
Tony.
clacking.
Oh yeah, and also another thing coming in from the last podcast, we brought the living tit and twig himself. Brought Tony into this.
If we can get Tony on here. I know we can get him on.
We can get him on here, whether
The
he'll
thing
talk
is,
or not. It'll be different.
Get him to talk. Oh, just talk about Super Smash Bros. They're coming out with a new one.
He's
gonna be all
silencer.
like, dude.
Waluigi got cucked again. Ah.
Oh, so we bringing in the silencer.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's we did like 3 episodes of him just not talking.
He was
Did he at least laugh?
no, he was physically there. He'd chuckle, but it was more to the point of where like his chuckle absorbed sound rather than produced it. It got to the point I had to replace the mic on my computer.
Oh, it's no, it's like I hope we get him back in. I miss him.
He don't live far.
He doesn't leave.
He don't
He
live
live down
far.
the
You
street.
really don't.
We're all
He
together.
could walk here, but like
He walks.
Let-
in.
let's be honest.
In
He
this
ain't gonna
Texas
make it
heat?
halfway through.
He'll turn around.
Oh my
Never
gosh,
mind.
Texas heat,
There's your newscast for you.
hot.
Hot, humid, death.
Fabian with the weather. Live at 9.
Oh Lord, let's
Oh man.
We need like little like soundboards and stuff.
Just to cover with the awkward silence.
The crickets.
Man.
Oh, shit.
It's crazy to be back
Silence.
though. I think it's gonna be interesting to do this, especially since we kind of just like opened ourselves up a little bit from social anxiety to like
You think?
just anxiety.
I've been in
itself.
this room. I haven't left.
That's
For
true.
a
I
whole
can
year?
confirm that. I can confirm that.
I think I
Oh,
got
yeah.
more dormant after the podcast. The
You
whole
would have no
podcast.
issue moving into a dorm room. You would just stay in there.
Honestly though, I stayed in my dorm for like a majority of the time, and then my friends would be like, "Oh hey, where are you at?" I'm like, "In my corner."
In my suite.
My soft spot.
Oh, God.
My tender soft spot.
You're talking about on your bed, right?
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the moment.
Like we talked about our social anxiety. I mean, I could run my back real quick. Mine is just like actually getting out to public and talking to people.
It's just getting you out of the house in general. Like it's not even to the public. It's like getting you out, like
For real.
out of the house, around the corner, like breathing in some fresh air, and then walking back inside
Breathing
the house.
in some plantation
Now
life
that is
air.
hard for me.
That's
I
so
gotta
hard.
come in the car, so.
Like That's crazy.
I don't know. With mine, it's kind of just like I gotta get to know somebody, and then once I kind of familiarize myself, but it doesn't really help if like the other person doesn't feel like talking either.
So it's
Yeah.
just
Like
fucking awkward silence and shit.
yeah. For example, like yesterday, I was telling y'all I had a interview for Chick-fil-A, and like this was the most random group of people that could like possibly just like be put together, and and spoiler alert, I didn't get the job, but here's how we get to that point.
Because we were wondering.
Yeah, just in case y'all were
Just in
wondering,
case
I'm
we
still
were-
broke.
We're just wondering.
It's been a whole 365 days, and I still have like $1.15 in my account. But essentially, I sat down with like these 6 other people, and like they wanted us to talk to one another and kind of communicate, I guess. And then that was fine. Like I tried talking every now and then, but they'd just be like, and then it just conversation die out. And then I was like, oh, okay, well that's fine.
You were
And
too
then-
good for them.
I mean, I guess.
At the
Apparently,
moment.
apparently
at the
not.
moment.
And then like there was this girl that was sitting next to me, and I was like, oh, she seems friendly, and she's kind of pretty, so let me just talk to her. Then I kind of just get good old knee slapper and just,
Shuffled over there.
I just-
Stop.
With the
Girl.
pen.
Hey little mama, let me whisper in your
Kind
ear.
of action, you know.
And essentially we were just having like a very like
You
small
can't relate.
we were just
Circumstances.
we were
Okay, continue.
oh no, I'm not worried about this. It's just I kind of feel like it's gonna be nothing but like 100 hate comments that were just like hating on Fabian.
Yeah, it's just like
Don't
just
worry.
everybody's
we
gonna be
love
protecting
Fabian.
Don't worry. I can take it.
All right, getting back to my story then. But like I started talking to this girl that was sitting next to me, and like the lady had like a bunch of different tables to do interviews with, and she like looked over at me, and I was like, oh, that means I probably shouldn't be talking. Then I kept talking anyways, and then whenever she got back to our table, she's like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, but do you mind just like not talking while I'm doing the interviews and this and that and the other? And I was like, so
Boy.
so you want the socially anxious person to talk, and then whenever I start talking, you want me to not talk. Make up your mind. I don't have to do talking to be in the cow suit. I just want to be in the cow suit.
I think that's what they're gonna try to get you for. You're talking too much. We're gonna need you to calm
You're
down.
gonna
We
need
gonna
children
need you to-
instead.
Hey, watch that girl that was sitting next to me. She wasn't even like trying to get the job. She was just an employee trying to like sniff me out to see if I'd talk. She was just like, oh no, he's a talker.
No,
Stop,
we can't have him in
stop
that
the
game.
interview.
Stop him. Stop him now.
It's over. All of them, they're paid actors.
You had your chance. No.
You failed this interview.
You failed what could have been. But
All you had to do was just jump in a cow suit the whole
see,
time.
it's
Yeah,
best
hold
to
a
be
sign.
said.
The whole.
Eat more chicken.
I never got that. It was like
Eat more
you're,
chicken?
You're a cow, but you.
Because they want the cows.
Eat
The
more
cows
chicken
want to stop
instead of beef.
eating cows.
Oh,
But
okay.
there's McDonald's, Burger King. we
Wendy's.
can go down the list if we want.
There's
There's
IHOB.
There's
IHOB.
Because apparently they decided that pancakes were too hard to make. I guess the phrase isn't they're selling like hotcakes anymore.
They say it's temporary. They're gonna bring it
It
back.
shouldn't even be temporary. It just should not be existing.
Just IHOP instead.
That's what McDonald's is for.
But people like Waffle House more than.
Well,
IHOP,
down
I've
here
heard.
they do. Down here they do.
Yeah.
I guess it's just like you can have your waffles and get mugged at the same time, so it's kind of like.
It's a treat, isn't it?
It's a treat.
If you're at IHOP, you get respected. It's
either
not
way,
fun.
either way you go, it's like you have money for this one, but you have money for this one.
It's a surprise with every
See,
meal.
with Waffle House, you'll get some kind of entertainment. With IHOP, yeah, nobody talks.
You just get loud little kids yelling and throwing juice.
Exactly. Some sticky situation there. Anyways,
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
about time. Y'all had to be dramatic. And
Alright. What we did last podcast is our level on anxiety. I'm not all the way up there, but I can say I'm pretty high.
We've mellowed out though, comparing to how we've started. It's not that bad, or at least I feel like I've opened up a little bit more. But then again, I was out socializing with people because I was.
You were at
forced to.
university. I was here, in my room.
Cam girling. I mean, what's that one thing that they call it in 2018?
Twitch. I was
Twitch.
making videos.
Oh, he was twitching.
He was Twitch girling. My bad.
Dude, my level of anxiety is pretty high. I do have my own therapist and all that. Rather not get on into it, but I am medicated for it, so I have social anxiety, which I can't stay in a crowd for a long period of time. But I am practicing on it.
Did I meet you in school first?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Question
Yeah,
mark.
I was walking down the hallway and I saw
You
Yanelli,
were freshman year.
and then I saw you.
I remember.
Or
Fabian?
was it whenever?
I thought it was
No, I remember the day.
Do you?
It
Because
was
I don't.
it was with the
some friend you
it
are.
was with the ex of sister, the ex with the sister.
Oh,
Remember?
okay.
Yeah, okay. So, it was on that day at the party, and then I just randomly said "What's up" to you, and that version.
That was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember
That was
that
it?
night?
I don't remember anything.
I remember that night.
I try to forget.
I try to forget everything.
With the alcohol or with the vape?
Both.
It's both for him.
Both.
Fabian?
In my kind of case, my anxiety, I've learned to control it, really. My way of controlling it is I have to chew gum or this ring I have wearing on me, which of course y'all cannot see.
But
pretend
y'all
you
can
can.
hear it. Y'all can hear the ring.
You can,
Y'all can hear me
ASMR.
twist and tackle it. No. What I do is a lot of the times too is I play with my hands and with my nails. If I grow them out, I'll just bite them. I won't bite them off, but I'll bite them in a weird way. Won't make sense, but what I do
It's
is
sensual.
It helps. It's all
I
that matters.
taste it. No, but if I have gum, I'll chew it. I have to have like 2 slices of gum maybe, and I'll just focus on chewing that. Because if I don't have that, then that's when I mess with my hands. If I don't mess with my hands, well, I just stay quiet in a way. But I've always been a quiet kid.
You mean like all of us?
Yeah, you little silencers. But as a kid, I've always been quiet. I've always been the really, really shy one. Yeah.
You sure about that? I doubt that.
Oh, believe me.
I doubt it.
That was after.
Let's talk
I
about
met
your childhood.
you.
There's a lot of.
What do you
There's a
wanna
lot of.
Hate. What?
Hate. No, but I do like dad jokes.
Well, how did it go from childhood to dad jokes?
Well, that's where it
Wow.
came
No,
from.
just
My
not.
childhood.
We could talk about that another time.
Another time.
No, but now I've been more open. I've honestly can. Still, I suffer like Robert does. I can't go to open places, public places, really, especially with a crowd. Because my gosh, that's
Dude,
torture. Let's just say that.
I went to the Astros parade whenever they won the World Series. Like I was packed in like a tuna can, dude.
Dude, I was there too, bro.
You
Dude,
should tell
it was
Fabian me
crazy.
at grad.
Hey,
I was about to pass out.
I was pumping that fist when
Graduation?
they caught by.
Like,
Yeah, no, you
Oh,
were.
like
where I
when
was
we
at though.
graduated?
Yeah, for your brothers.
Oh,
no,
dude,
for
it
your
was
brother's
crazy.
grad.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, we just had like two separate.
Yeah, we had like 2 separate conversations.
All right, run it back. Go for yours.
Okay, go what you saying.
Not, but like where I was at, the parade started and ended. So like they passed by twice, so it was like twice the amount of people, and then they only expected like 500,000 people to show up, and it ended up being like 1 million people, and it was kind of just like
It was the city of Houston and its surrounding.
yeah,
Yes.
it's surrounding.
Say
No, just the
Pretty
city
much.
of Houston itself.
Except
For
I
real,
don't-
it's already it has its own surroundings.
Houston's big enough to be its own state. Let's be honest. It takes up a pretty decent chunk. But I don't know, with my anxiety, it's weird. We have a very weird relationship. I kind of just get like random flare-ups where it's kind of just like my body tenses up real bad, and
It's hard to breathe.
yeah, and like I just get like a very like strong sense of fear and stuff like that. And it kind of got to the point where it was like mixing in with my depression during the year, and I just, I decided it was enough of like doing what society is normalized to of keeping everything in, and I decided to actually go get help because it's one of those alternatives that are very like cliched in a way,
Yeah.
to where it's like, nah, dude, you don't need it. Here, just take this pill real quick. You don't need to go talk to that person. You don't need to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Take this pill instead. It's this and that and the other. But the thing is, like, as human beings, we are like our nature is to be social beings and like talk to people and interact. And I think that's where found it kind of hard to be like in Houston and live there and be away from everybody because, like, yeah, there's people that are there, but they're not really there for you as like my friends are. And you know, I don't know y'all like by heart yet, but that's where we're gonna add in more.
Debatable.
Debatable.
Well, yeah, I know Robert about like as good as the back of my hand. Hold on, I got a new freckle on the back of my hand.
Rub it off, rub it off.
It was highlighter.
Since we're talking about backhanding.
No, like mine is similar to yours, but I think mine's a little bit worse. This was like when I went to Fabian's brother's graduation. I walked in, I was like, I can't do it. I just can't.
It was too
Before
many
he
people.
even walked in.
Oh my
actually.
gosh.
He was already.
I was in the
contemplating on
car.
whether he could just stay
I was in the car. I was like, dude, I could just stay here. I'm not going in. I don't want to talk to anybody. People are gonna be touching me. I'm gonna have to talk to people, and then I'm gonna go crazy.
And the worst happened. There was a kid behind us that just kept kicking him.
Real, dude.
Jesus.
I was about to like.
Just throw something at him.
The first time I
No,
ever
backhand.
had my biggest anxiety attack, I still remember it. It's just down the road. I was at a bus stop, and I was at a bus stop, and so I kind of looked up to the sky, wondering what was gonna be of my life, and that's when it hit me. My anxiety is like not knowing what I was gonna do, and I just realized that I'm living in this world where people again are supposed to be socializing, but I just couldn't handle socializing. It was just too hard for me to take part in classes, work. I wasn't even working, but I wanted to work at the time. But it was just hard for me to get something going on in my life, and I hit a breaking point to where I couldn't even walk out the house. I was on the couch, and I got to a point where I actually went to go get help myself through doctors and therapists and all that.
Yeah, and the help's out there, and like, it's just something that needs to be addressed more because we're a generation where mental health is slowly just like progressively getting worse, and it's because if you think about it, like our school systems, we're not built to build up individuality. We're built to take in these certain groups of students, like put them up on a pedestal, and that's all where our attention's focused, and everybody else that kind of just scrapes by, we don't care about you. Like, it's almost like
It's what you don't bring to the school, then.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's like
So if you don't bring anything to the school, then.
it's just you get lost in society. You get grouped in, and whenever you get grouped in, you feel less of a person. Right, but
and I felt that, like, I used to play football. I used to be the man that had a lot of friends, and then I had enough, and I finally felt what it was like to be the man no one wanted to sit next to because they felt weird being around the depressed kid or the one that was talked about having, thoughts. And it's like, you don't want to be that person, but in the same time, you are that person. But you also have the chance to get the help. It's whether you want it or you just can't receive it at the point where you can actually talk to people. If you're online, you can contact other things.
Very true.
It's like, it's easy. People, my family thought it was the most bizarre thing to have because my mom didn't know what depression was. She thought it was back in her day, it was like something that the weird kids have. But I'm part of the weird kids. I'm proud to be where I'm at.
Well, that's traditional backgrounds. A lot of people don't really know about that.
But the families used to say, my family would like tell me, you don't need that. You that's really not for you. Take these pills. Again, like they said, hey, this would make you happy. But I said, I took it upon myself, and it has to be yourself if that's the case. And you got to tell them, hey, this is what's going on, and this is what it is, and help them understand it. And maybe give them a better idea, and it's up to you to get that help. It can be found at school with the counselor, if that's possible, or you can tell your mom to take you to a full-time psychiatrist or whatever you have. But it's better to get the help rather than just sitting there and just thinking about it all the time.
And you can find it in community too. That's another thing. That's why me and Robert were so focused in making this a club, not an exclusive, like inclusive. We're like excluding everybody, like keeping everybody tied in.
This is not just for us; it's for everybody.
Yeah,
for us. I mean, I always wanted to build a community with so many people, but so many people on the same page.
And even then, people are. Oh, go ahead.
No, just that can relate really.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, everybody's an individual, and everybody's different in their own unique way. But the thing is, a sense of community is a stepping stone in trying to go in the right direction towards trying to figure out your mental health. And we get lost a lot in that too, because we get so focused in, I gotta get up for work, I gotta get up for school, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And at the end of the day, whenever you try to like, or at least I know for me, whenever I sit back and I try to think, who am I as a person, or where do I belong, it's a sense of emptiness. But
takes you back to where you were in the beginning.
Yeah, it just brings up my anxiety again. But that's the unique thing about this, is we get to meet new people, and it's not just us. Yeah. It's everybody. Like that's why I think Logic's song, the 1-800 number, was like really important, because it wasn't just some like hit that was put on the radio. It was something
meaning.
Yeah, it had something back rather than all this other stuff. Really.
Yeah, and you get to put something on a platform that gets so like listened to, and like I still hear it every now and then. It's not as popular now, which kind of sucks, but I mean, you know, it's still a great thing that's being done.
Right.
And it's like we don't know what you're going through, and you don't know what we're going through, and there's that thing is like, oh, mine is worse than yours. It's not something you want to win at. That's not where we're saying, yo, you know, you're not you know, bad enough to do all, you know, you're not, how do you say, you're not depressed enough, anxiety, and like
you're not in a worse place than I am.
Yeah, so. And it's not something we pride against. It's not something you want to be pride about it. It's not like, you know, we're here to win over you. No, it's like, if you understand most of the stuff that I'm going through, and I know what you're going through a little bit, and we have that same idea of what we can do to establish that line of, how do you say, understanding, then maybe we can get somewhere. Yeah. And that's where I feel like, yo, that's where we can all contribute to. Like, you know, people can be more outgoing than others, and others can stay back. If you want to stay back, you can do different, like, art and all this stuff that's indoors. If you want to go out, you can do sports, and people can give you ideas. And it's more like, you know, you can showcase it. We don't be afraid to showcase it. I wish I can read everybody's, like, I see so many people posting on so many pages on their favorite YouTuber, Twitch streamer, about how messed up their life is. And I wish that I can talk to them, because I know I needed someone back then. And if you get that chance to talk to someone, you would truly feel, I'm not saying you would, but it would be something in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, we're not trying to be famous with this. That's like the opposite of
the whole situation.
of the whole reason we're starting this.
It's just to be there. Really.
Yeah, it's just
starting this again. Again.
Don't worry, those 20 subscribers will bounce back. And smash the like button. Subscribe. But yeah, man, it's definitely a platform that we're gonna use to elevate and kind of bring and shed some light, but at the same time build up our own personalities, because there's a long way to go. But I feel like it's helpful just interacting with people.
And with this channel, I hope to bring at least the community together, which can help each other.
You know more than all three of us probably combined about that stuff.
Yeah.
Just because you've been through it and you're still going through it. We're just kind of like, we kind of say we have it, but we never been like actually diagnosed.
Well, I kind of had a psychiatrist for about 3 months this year. So
Okay, me and Fabian.
So
We haven't been diagnosed.
Okay,
about
we's
that.
the outcast right now.
But y'all are still human beings. and you also have
it's like you
feelings,
still
though,
go
so.
through what we go through.
And
Or
honestly, work
it's not
sucks.
like we're
It makes it worse.
When
Yeah.
I was working
Especially
out,
when
I
you
hated
have
it.
to have a freaking
the jitter,
appropriate tone.
the jitters in you. You just
Twitch.
walk into a new place and you just get that real
I
nasty
feel
back.
that.
Me
that-
every day when I go to work.
Dude.
honestly.
I get a stutter whenever I try to like develop a conversation, like a sentence in my head, and then I'm just like,
I clench my fist. I'm really paranoid. I clench my fist, and then it'll just get real sweaty. And it's just like, oh man, I get
That anxious
real
sweat.
sweat, dude.
Yeah.
It's like there, and it'll just hit you. But
Also-
you know, I try to get used to it. I try, pushing myself to the limits.
Do y'all ever get chills?
Chill.
All the time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I shake.
That's me at work too.
I shake. If something feels really
Yeah.
really wrong, I'll just shake. I don't know. It's something that happened.
I
And-
know. Can't do it. Can't do it. Just
We're
can't.
just done.
He's like, the world can't do it.
Dude, once I
Not
leave this
gonna
room, I'm a different person.
There's like quiet.
I'm a whole
Bye.
different. I'm a whole different
He goes
person.
out
Hello.
for 5 minutes, then he comes back. I'm going to my room.
It's like,
No,
that was enough socializing.
but
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
this is
this is a pretty good start though.
this is a pretty good start.
I think we have a pretty good group.
yeah.
we can make this more to come for sure. We're gonna try to make this like multi-platform, move from YouTube to Twitch, maybe Spotify if we can actually get on there.
A little bit more planned
Yeah.
out.
More planned out from what we did today. This is just the first one, just trying to get everything together. Probably have more stuff on the, sound effects and stuff, see if we can get everything rolling. This
Yep.
is just the first one, start of something new, and hopefully y'all liked it. Just, us just playing around at the moment. Bring new ideas. That's what we always need is new ideas.
And that's something for the channel. It's not just gonna be we're gonna be straight about it. No, we're gonna crack jokes. Like we're not.
We'll
we're
have
not,
our sense.
We're not
of humor.
robots.
We're
Yeah.
not robots.
We're not robots.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
you'll hear jokes. I had to stutter. You'll hear jokes if some jokes might be not your type. Some might, it's just that's how it goes.
It's individuality.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here repping. All right, for this outro, Robert, let me go ahead and get 2 whips from the paintbrush. Bob Ross style.
Bob Ross style.
All right, everybody. This has been the Antisocial Podcast. Thank y'all for joining us, and we'll see y'all next time.